Okay, welcome to Unscripted, out with the old and in with new. I'm the new presenter, Ashley Artingstall. Welcome. We have here today Toby Humphries, the young prodigy, Lee's son, chairman's son, probably the best player in the club as well. Introduce yourself. Who are you?
Well, my name's Toby, 19, play for the first team, current captain. That's probably about it at the moment.
Good. Okay, look, I actually can't believe you're still only 19. I mean, feels like you've been playing for AFC for donkey's years. Tell us about the earliest moment of AFC.
About when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Um,
What's your earliest memory of it?
I think my early memories are all kind of the same when turning up as a kid, freezing cold, like going home like that, drenched. But no, it like I say, it was all kind of the same. Get up in the morning with Dad, pack the footy stuff, like all the balls and stuff in the car, all the kit's ready the night before. It is just every week. It was almost routine. But it was class. I loved it.
I've only ever seen like pictures of you, but like it always looked like you had someone else's jacket on, someone else's shorts. Everything was too big for you.
Yeah, I was always wearing oversized stuff.
It's a class time. One thing that was discussed before this is you started off a YouTube, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
For this club.
Yeah, so I can't remember how old I was. And it was just to sort of give myself something to do. Because obviously going week in, week out, sometimes you stand there and you're freezing cold and you can't feel your hands. And you do get bored. Like, as much as I love playing footy, it was so long you can play out on the side for. So I started off as a YouTube channel. It wasn't all like serious stuff. I just recorded bits of the games. Because I know the players appreciate it, and I know now when I get games filmed, I appreciate it. More for that, and I think from what my dad said, the lads appreciated it. So it was just kind of, didn't do every game, but did whenever I could, whenever my phone had battery as well. That was like the main thing back then.
And then that obviously kicked you into playing for AFC. Now your debut was 4th of December 2016.
2016.
So you would have been 12ish.
So yeah, 12.
And I believe you played. Did you score in that game as well? Yeah.
Dad set me up.
Your dad set you up?
Dad set me up, yeah.
So all the way back in then. Since then, you played 131 games. You've scored 62 goals, 36 assists, only 3 yellow cards, which is very, very good for a midfielder. 0 red cards, and player of the match for 15 out of 131.
Not bad.
Which is good. That's nearly a goal assist.
Goal involvement a game. Yeah.
Which is 1.3 actually, but yeah. So that leaves me. Obviously, we talked about your stats. Talk to me about your greatest achievement as a player.
As a player
Here at AFC.
I'd say winning a trophy. I remember saying to my dad the night before a game, I really want to win. Like, not just because it's a final. Obviously, you always want to win a final, but I think I think it hits a bit more in the heart to me, and especially my dad as well, because he set it up. So I think I do remember before the game, I was sleepless night, mate, honestly. And because you were favourites, I thought, can't lose. I thought it was just written. It was just set up nicely.
Is that the one you scored, celebrating for the camera?
3-0 win. Played Winston, won 3-0.
Yeah.
That's probably my best greatest achievement. Just a top day. Sun was out. You were there, weren't you?
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah. Just top day. Won. Can't ask for anything more. Won a trophy.
And then flip side is you had the following year final.
Yeah. Following year.
How did that go?
I always say to Shawnee and Pooley that the free kick at the start of the game summed it up. Hit the post.
Okay, yeah.
Bent it around the wall, but just know when it's not your day, don't you?
Yeah,
small little things don't fall for you, and unfortunately we just knew we'd scored, went 1-0 up, then within a minute it was 1-1 and we go in half time. Get a polite word at half time, and then they score straight away, straight out of the blocks in the second half, and then before you know it, you're chasing a game, aren't you?
Yeah,
And then that, like you said, that's the flip side of footy.
And then obviously there was a few incidences, sending offs.
Yeah.
He just, I don't think it was obviously the first game.
That's it.
First team's day.
All that's up, isn't it?
What about favourite goal?
Either my first one or my debut, just because of the occasion. I'm very young, Dad set me up. It's like almost written. It's almost written to happen. Or scored one a couple of seasons ago against Manchester Rovers in the league at home. Like picked it up on the edge of the box from Liam. Beat a couple players, smashed it into the side net from the edge of the box. Yeah.
Nice. One of the questions I have always wanted to ask you is, your dad is always, not just your dad, but your dad in general. Like my dad is always the biggest critic, but I don't see that with you and Lee. Does he still give you advice, or are you just too good for that now?
He's my biggest critic, still.
Oh, is it?
Still. It's hard to say because there were some games I've walked off, and there's one this season in particular. Adwood United, we played in the County Cup, and I was awful. I think I had a game on the Tuesday. I was just like, don't get hurt, and that's probably the wrong mindset to have. And he gave me a grilling. He said, don't ever play like that again for my club. He said,
wow.
He said to me the week after on the way to one of the games, he said, I don't want to see you play like that again for my team because you disrespect me, you disrespect the club. And I was like, okay.
Wow, okay. That's
the
other side of it.
No, he is. He always tells me how it is. When I've played well, he tells me I played well. He tells me I played bad, tells me I played bad, tells me I played okay. He tells me every single opinion. I've always said, off the pitch, after a game, the only opinion that matters is his. Because I know he'll tell me how it is. Some people tend to beat around the bush and say, you play well today, when you know, sometimes you play, you know.
Yeah. So, obviously, for the guys that don't know, Toby scored probably for the first time his 5 goals last game. What was it like after that game?
He just said, he was like, you're quality, but look at you played. And I said, obviously he was like, with no disrespect. I was like, of course, but sometimes you have to look at you played. We had like a joke yesterday actually with Nick, and I said, "Oh, Dad, what rating did I get?" Because he goes on about he's never barely given anyone a 10. I go, what rating? He went 9. I was like, 9? What have I got to do to get a 10 here? Score 5 and get an assist. He was like, yeah, but look at you played. I was like, fair enough.
So obviously this is obviously a big mention. Do you reckon it's linked then to you having a baby Guinness?
Oh, Joe, I had a feeling you were going to ask me. It is. I think you could say it is.
You've scored everything.
I've scored every game since. But I genuinely don't know. Could be. Could well be the turn. But
super. We'll go on to your top 5 players. So I asked you this probably only about an hour ago.
Yeah.
Last minute. Talk me through a couple of these players and how you chose them.
We'll start with a no-brainer, which is Daz Eves. I didn't really get a chance to play with Daz. I think when I played with him, I was like 16, just coming in. I think Nick had just brought me back to the first from being with Stringer. So I played a couple of games, and I played a couple before that pitch. So that block with Stringer, I played a couple before. I wasn't really enjoying it. So I didn't really play with him, but I knew what
he was about,
what his responsibilities and stuff were, and I kind of look up to that when I play now. And I think Dad always says, he's the most influential midfielder the first I've ever had, and that's something I want to try and become. Like, leave a mark when, say, I'm not here. Be like, this is who he was, this is what he was about. A bit what Daz Eves has now is pretty much what I want to have on this club.
So you want him?
I want to have the same impact. Yeah.
Let's go. Luke Hobbs.
I love Hobbsy.
Engine.
Yeah, Engine. He just glides. I think he makes my life so easy. Yeah. Sometimes I'll be picking the ball up dead deep, and I'm like, I don't really want to be here. Hobbsy gets the ball, beats 3 players. I'm like running on goal. It's like
he honestly doesn't look like he should be a footballer in a sense. When he's got the ball at the feet, he does look like a footballer, but you look at him and he could be a bodybuilder. He could be,
you think anything.
He could play rugby, for example. But it's just like,
he doesn't look fast either, does he?
No, he's rapid.
He's quick.
One I thought weren't so obvious was Dave Clifton. So why Dave?
I think stuff I see in training with him just as much as games. And obviously I grew up watching Dave in that era that won quite a few trophies, so, and especially competed for pretty much everything they were in. So as a striker, well, you got to think you got to have a good number 9. So
yeah,
he's obviously not a bad player to have around, and I can see, and I think the first team can see the impact he's had since coming in. So you can't argue with someone that scores goals, can you? That's why I think with number 9, if he scores goals, he's doing his job, isn't he?
So, typical question you get, usually it's with 3 players, but I've gone from 5. Start 2, bench 2, sell 1.
Oh. Start, Daz, and Dave. Bench. Bench, Pooley and Hobbsy. Sell Shawnee.
Wow.
That's like...
Contra.
That hurt, that.
Love that.
Stung
Love
that a little bit.
Okay, and we'll just have a look at, we always put the Instagram post out. I think yours went out a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the questions, we have some belters on there. I'm going to go with first one from Lewis Bramwell. Favourite game you've played in?
Either the final, which we won, or just keep referring back to the good old debut.
Yeah, okay.
I think was literally just because of the occasion.
Being so young as
well.
well.
Yeah.
What about Nick said, which player at the club would you like to play alongside who's not currently in the first team?
I'd say Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
I think she's tried Jonesy a couple of times. He's kind of been like, no, I want to stay where I am, kind of thing. But I've played alongside him a few times, like helping out and stuff, and he's always good to play alongside. Like he grafts, he scores goals, like he does everything you want in a midfielder, winger, striker, or wherever he plays nowadays. He plays everywhere, doesn't he?
He's just he's one of them players who's just got a passion for football.
Loves it, though. You can see, yeah.
So unlucky Nick, you're probably not going to get that one. Callum Boomer talks about who is your footballing idol. Not from the world of AFC, outside.
Leon Fraser. No. I wouldn't really say I had an idol, and that's someone I looked up to, but I think I just enjoyed watching footy.
Okay.
I think at that age I didn't really people say, you support a team, don't you? I didn't really support it. Obviously I followed United, but I wasn't a diehard fan. I just followed footy. I liked watching games, whether it was grassroots or prem or anything. But nowadays I like watching quite silky and smooth players. I like watching stuff before games. Like Coutinho, I like watching him before games.
Yeah.
It's like a little 5-minute comp just in your earphones just before a game.
Fair. Talk me about what do you want to achieve today? This year, because you're now captain first team. What do you want to achieve with the first team this year?
I think I want, from a personal note, I want redemption from last year.
Okay.
I want a trophy. I don't care which one it is. I want a trophy. I think because my dad set it up quite well last year about it'd be so good if you won a trophy, captain in the side, and I think it hit me when we lost. I was like, look at what you could have had, kind of thing. Definitely want a trophy, and I want a top 3 finish from the first. I do think we've got it in us. I think a lot of people probably write us off at times because we're so inconsistent, but I do think we've got a top 3 finish, and we've got some quality players, players that can play higher up.
Yep.
So yeah, I think a top 3 and a trophy, I'd be more than happy with that.
Is the would you rather have a League Cup or win the league?
Win the league.
Win the league.
All day.
So it's not been done.
No.
Since I think Lee's your
Yeah,
dad's.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Which
it.
he goes on about all the time.
Probably mentioned that.
Let's have a look. One more question from Instagram. Give me a moment. I've got to get. And then I've got last couple of questions. Good question. And I'm going to go from Lee is, what was it like adapting to adult football from junior?
I had a feeling I'd get something about this. I it was a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be, because when I was growing up, I was always training with the AFC teams. But obviously it's different to playing in a game. You know, I'm not stupid now when I look back. I think, yeah, they weren't tackling or that, just handling steps and stuff. And I understand why, 'cause I'm young, but I think when I eventually went to make the step up, it was so difficult because you're almost not used to that physical environment. I think that was what I struggled with, the physical nature of the game. And like you probably were, I had to go down a few levels to then come back up. So, but I think adapting when I went lower down it kind of set me up, put me as like a stepping stone to then go further up. So I think the only thing I should say is probably thank you to Stringer in that, because Stringer, Sarah, anyone who's in that team, yourself, Josh Thompson, Reds, Mike Pascal, all of them, like, they didn't have to take me in, you know, they didn't, and that was, if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be where I am now.
Fair play. So, you played for Nick's team, played for Fran's team, played for Stringer. Which team have you enjoyed so far the most?
I enjoyed I like Stringer's days. Yeah, I really enjoyed that era. I think because there was no pressure. I think you could probably agree, like, we were just a collective unit, turned up, played footy, went home, and then I said to you, I said in there, I said, it was last game of the season. You could just, it was just the spirit of everyone. It was class, like 4-3 win away. Everyone's buzzing because you got a last minute winner. Like, it's class, and I think I do really miss them days. But obviously, I'm glad I've kicked on. But I do really miss them days. But I've enjoyed playing for all of them. You know, Francine.
Good answer.
Yeah,
good answer.
All of them.
Do you think you're gonna end up playing with Finn?
I'd love to play with Finn. Yeah. I'd love to play with Finn. I think there's no reason why I shouldn't, because it's not like I'm way older. So I'm sure if me and my dad can do it, then me and Finn can. But
do you reckon all three of you will ever play a game?
Asking a lot.
What would it be? Would it be another 10 years?
It'd be 60s, yeah. I don't know.
We're asking a lot there.
Yeah, asking for a few minutes maybe, but.
So last thing I'm gonna do. It's not gonna be quite quick fire because we've still got about 2 minutes left. AFC or United?
AFC or what? United?
Manchester United.
Oh, AFC.
AFC. Nick or Fran?
Nick.
An own goal or a sending off?
An own goal.
Champions League or World Cup?
World Cup.
Lovely. And apart from yourself, last minute penalty, who's taking it? Dave Clifton. Okay. So we've still got... let's call it a day anyway. Toby, it's been a pleasure. I've played with you, been around the club. Really enjoy your presence. I love the fact that you come and talk to me at any point during the day, during the games, and after the games. And this has been Unscripted.
No, thank you, mate. I appreciate it. That's all.
See you later.